What is going on, everybody? This is Juggalo Gaming. I'm Jonathan80315, and welcome to episode 0 of Jedi Fallen Order. I'm going to explain a couple things. This is why this is episode 0. So just bear in mind that we're not going to really be doing too much gameplay in here. We'll do a couple of showcases, but that's about it. So first off, I want to do a Jedi Fallen Order Let's Play, 100% Let's Play, on my channel before March 17th. March 17th is when its sequel, Jedi Survivor, comes out. And by the way, this is my first 2K recording. I've had a 2K monitor, and I'm capable of definitely putting out 1440p videos with my setup. However, I didn't want to do that because I was still trying to get everything set up at the point of me doing that. But now I feel like I can comfortably do 1440p recordings and streamings with no issue. So I went ahead and did that. Also, you will notice in the bottom right hand of the screen there, the right hand corner of the screen, you'll see a controller layout that actually emulates anything I do on the controller. So yeah, that's fun. But that will be on screen throughout the whole Let's Play. And before I go any further, please like, comment, and subscribe to Juggalo Gaming. Make sure you ring that bell for notifications of every time I go live or upload a video. All right, so let's get into the explanation here. I came here to Bogano because it's kind of an easy place to kind of show off a little bit of stuff here. So there's two major tricks I'm going to be using throughout my run. One is called TLJ, it stands for Target Lock Jump. The other one is basically Fly. So with target lock jumps, you can do this on PC or console. However, a higher frame rate, which if you noticed in the top left-hand corner, you can see my frames per second. Currently about 130 FPS. Yeah, so that will also be up full time. How many frames I'm getting. You'll see once we do the Xp Glich on Glich, you'll see that probably drop close to 30 frames per second because the amount of stormtroopers we're going to be killing in very quick succession. That being said, continue on with TLJs. Well, thank you. Okay, so TLJ stands for Target Lock Jump. Like I said, higher frames, easier to do. Lower frames, harder to do. Now, it's not impossible to do on console. However, last gen consoles only run at 30 frames per second, I do believe. I could be wrong on that. Where next gen consoles, you can actually enable performance mode and get 60 FPS. So if you want to do target lock jumps and you're having an issue with it, try going into performance mode. It might make things a little bit easier for you. The other trick, Fly, I actually heard was patched out. And I guess that's somewhat true, but you can still technically do it. Now, when I was playing on my PS5 version of Jedi Fallen Order to see if these two tricks still work, my character did attempt to fly with the technique. However, not very much. Like it struggled a lot. And I wouldn't suggest trying it. However, when I locked onto an enemy, I was able to fly with no issue. So it's still technically in the game. You just got to lock onto an enemy and stay locked on, which means you're not going to fly very far away from the enemy because when you delock, you're going to drop. So keep that in mind. It is possible. Wouldn't suggest doing it. So we're going to explain how TLJs and Fly work. first off, we'll do TLJ. You see that stormtrooper right there? I'm gonna lock onto him. You can see I'm still locked onto him. I got that little red dot there. We're gonna jump and hit block. And you can see I got much higher, but there we go. That's a good TLJ. You can see from the bottom right there, every time I hit jump and block, I go much higher than normal. All right. So that's TLJ. It's pretty easy. You lock onto the enemy, jump, and block. It can be a little finicky, and sometimes you'll get very small jumps. Sometimes you can get really big jumps. I tried to figure out the best time to hit the block in the jump, and it seems like at the apex of the jump is the best. However, I've had good success doing it almost immediately. And obviously, if you're starting to come down from your jump already, so that section right there where you start dropping, it's not going to work. Even if I was locked on. Let me relock it then. So, I kind of lost the lock right there. You see what I mean? Like, if you do it too late, it's not going to work at all. However, I've had very success with this. And I don't know what the... There. See, that's a really good TLJ. They're the ones you kind of want. You want them really high ones. Okay. Let's go to the second trick now. So, fly is... You can only do once you get your Jedi flip ability, which is this. The double jump, basically. And once you get that on Kashyyyk, all you do is have to hit jump and force slow repeatedly as fast as you can. Just keep hitting the buttons and you can fly. Like I said, on console, you can still technically do it, but you need to be locked onto an enemy. So I would have to lock onto an enemy like, yeah, this dude here, and then keep going like this. Of course, you have to watch out for your force meter. I do believe that you can technically still do it even if your force meter is completely out, even though you shouldn't be able to use slow at that point, but hey, that's whatever. So be careful with that if you're doing it on console. Next thing for me to talk about. So now that I explained the two tricks and how to do them, and you'll see that throughout the whole Let's Play of me doing TLJs for the beginning part, and then after Kashyyyk, you'll see me use fly. Especially if I miss a jump, I might try to hurry up and catch myself and start hitting the buttons. But you do have to be careful with fly. And I'm going to demonstrate on how this can be dangerous. Because the game doesn't expect you to fly over paths. They expect you to be pretty much on the ground. Maybe at the highest jump level. But there are certain load checkpoints that once you hit a certain area, it loads in a little bit more ahead of you, right? Obviously, this is a semi-open world game, but the whole planet is not loaded when you land on the planet. It only loads a little bit. So, for example, right now this is loaded, but if I fly over to the tower over here, or the vault on Bogano, I think all this might already be unloaded, but we're going to fly clear over here. And all I'm doing is tapping R1 and X repeatedly. Yeah. All right. So this is not loaded. Because at this point, stormtroopers should be all around here. I know it's not loaded. Watch. And we went through. We are in the rock. Okay, we had a plane. I call it a warp plane. It kind of warps you back to your last safe location. A teleportation barrier, basically. But you can fall in the void and also white out or die, depending on how you want to say it. So yeah, be careful with fly. Because when you're flying across there, you're not technically loading them areas. You're not hitting the load sections that need to be hit, the loading zones. So just keep that in mind. All right. So now I'm going to talk about the run just a little bit. Okay. So these episodes are going to be what I like to call planetary, meaning one planet per episode. And we are going to be completing as many episodes, as much as the planet as possible for the first two planets, or the first two episodes. We won't build 100% the planet because we'll still need some ability. And a lot of people might, if they know the game, might be thinking, wait a minute, first two planets? How are you planning on completing Zepho on the second trip? You would need to rebreather. Yeah, let's see here. I'll get to that in one moment. So, speaking of episodes, the first episode will be the tutorial planet, which is the Braca Scrapyard, and Bogano 1. Yay. Everybody knows this map pretty good, I would hope. Then episode 2 will be Zepho 1. Episode 3 will be Kajik. Episode 4 will be Zepho 2. Episode 5 will be Daphneir. Episode 6 will be Ilum. Episode 7 will be the rest of Daphneir plus the end of the game, more than likely. Give or take a little bit. So some things like the tutorial planet and Bogano, I'm going to throw together. And like Zepho 2, when we get captured by the Axiom Brood, that will be together. Also, before we go to Zepho 1, we may stop at Daphneir to fix our lightsaber to double-bladed. So, just let you know. But yes, we are going to be doing all these episodes very quickly, but they're going to be longer videos, obviously, to 100% planets. It's insane. So, now I need to talk about why we are only going to Kashyyyk 1. Well, that's because we are going to be doing some out of bounds and a lot of shenanigans to get into the Shadowlands. And we are going to complete the Shadowlands portion and then work our way back to the refinery and then finish up the refinery. And we're going to collect everything Kashyyyk in one go. If you're very interested of how I'm going to skip past and get into the Shadowlands, I'm not going to give away too much right now, but there are death planes you need to watch out for. There is technically a what would be the right word for it? A warp that you have to watch out for as well. Yeah. So once you go, I'm trying to get the name of the map, but once you get past the refinery and you take out the 3 stormtroopers in the one Wookiee hut there, and you zip line down to the lake, that first area that leads to the Shadowlands, right after that meditation circle is technically a warp zone that will put you back in the refinery if you don't have the powered zip line, because you would get trapped if you don't have it. So they made sure that people wouldn't get trapped. So it will warp you. Once the game does its checks and it's like, hey, you're not supposed to be here yet, it'll kick you out. So we need to get past that before we go back inbound. So that's going to be fun. And I will explain more in episode 3, which will be Glich. Glic's going to be really fun because not only are we going to go to the Shadowlands right off the bat, not only are we going to pretty much 100% it, but also Glich is where the XP Glich is. And if you've seen some speedruns, you might know what I'm talking about. And I kind of mentioned it earlier, but we might hit frames as low as 30 frames per second because the amount of stormtroopers we are killing. And it will be a lot. So have fun with that, because it'll be a blast. I think that's about everything I needed to really talk about throughout this episode. I hope you all come to watch as soon as episode 0 comes out. Episode 1 will be the following day. And then episode after that will probably be about a week in between, depending on how fast I can get them done. Like I said, I want to get these done and uploaded before March 17th. We have about a month. So if I'm doing once a week, I might not make the deadline. It will be close. So I need to get on this. So prepare yourselves, because when this one comes out, episode 1 will be right behind it. And I hope you are enjoying the beautiful look of Jedi Fallen Order in 2K with me. If you can, watch the video in 2K, at least. If not, I'm sorry. This was my first attempt at having the bitrate high enough, so it should be 2K. Also, if you're on a mobile phone or if your internet can't handle it, you're going to have to drop it down, unfortunately, to 1080p. But I am recording it in 2K, so hopefully everything works out and we're good to go, because the whole series is going to be at this level of quality. All right. And that does it for what I had to talk about for Jedi Fallen Order Let's Play. I hope you come out and join me on this adventure. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of tricks and getting stuff early that I should not be getting. It's going to be very fun. That's all I can say. It's going to be a blast. And I hope you all come out to watch as I get these videos done and ready to go. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all later. Bye, everybody.